Hello everyone. Welcome to Educate India. Today we will discuss the row and column store. We all want the performance of our database to be good. It is fast and efficient. But its performance depends upon many factors. One of them is how the data is stored inside the database. Let's assume two queries. In the first query, we will fetch a complete row from the person table for a particular ID. In the second query, we will get the average age from the person table. Now, if our data is in the row store database, the first query will perform faster. But for the second query, the column store database will perform better. Before we dive into the row and column store, let's first see how data is stored in the computer memory, hard disk. For the understanding purpose, it is simplified here. It is not the true way, but the concept is the same. At low level, data in the disk is stored as a block. A block is a linear space in the disk which is read by a computer at one time. So whenever any database reads something from the disk, it goes to that block where data is written and read that block. So whenever any database reads more blocks to perform any query, it will take more time to perform. But if fewer blocks are read, then it will take less time. This is the main reason why it matters how data is stored inside a disk, if it is a row store or is column store. Now we will dive deep into this. Assume a person table which has 4 columns: ID, name, age, and location. And data is like this. For the row store, the complete row of a table is stored in one place. Here, 1, Ankit, 32, Delhi is stored in one place in a block. Similarly, 2, Sachin, 25, and Mumbai will be stored in one place. And same for third and fourth row. So for query 1, if we get the complete data for row 1, it will only have to read the block where the data for ID 1 is stored. In this case, it is block 1. In the same way, if we look for the for ID 3, it will only have to read block 4. Whenever we need the complete row of a database, that case row store outperforms because all data is in one place for that row. In the case of the column store, the complete data of a column is stored in one place. So for person table data for ID, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 will be stored together. Similarly, for names, Ankit, Sachin, Rahul, and Amit will be stored in one place. And the same for age and location. So whenever we want to get the data for any column, column store outperform because all the data for that column is in one place. In the case of query 2, where we get the average age from the person table, we only have to read the block where data for the age column is stored. And we don't have to read any other block. In this case, it is block 3. If we perform query 1 on column store, then our query will perform slowly. Because to get all the columns for ID 4, it has to read all the blocks, which will make our query slower. In this case, the row store will perform faster. Row store is generally used where to do a lot of transactions and updates, where we need complete data for a row. A few examples of row store databases are MySQL and Postgres. Now if we run query 2 on row store, then our query will perform slower, because to get the age for all the rows, it has to read all the blocks, which will slow the query. So for query 2, row store will perform slower and the column store will perform faster. Some examples of column stores are Redshift and BigQuery. In this video, we see how data is stored on the disk. What are row and column stored databases and how data is read for row and column stored databases? Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. For any other suggestions, please comment.